Here's something that everybody tells you not to do, and we're going to do it. Look into the sun. Oh, God, jeez, God. What the hell? Oh, yeah, okay, don't look into the sun. Don't do that. Oh, my God. No. Don't ever, that's why people told you never, ever, don't ever look into the sun. It's a bad, very bad, bad, lay down, bad, very bad, very bad. Ross? Where were you? You don't know? This is just simply beautiful. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to our first look at Nightingale. A look at all the things that I've been up to during our live streams of this open-world survival crafting building game with lots of interesting story and heart and art and much more. You can get it with the link down below in the description as it is out now. And of course, today's episode is sponsored by the makers of Nightingale, known as Inflection Games. Well, good to see you all here. If you've been watching the channel a lot, you've probably been watching Nightingale, and this is an absolutely gorgeous game. This is not just a static image or a cutscene or whatnot. I'm blown away by this game's presentation of, detail on the rocks and water and how it makes lakes and rivers and whatnot look, and it's just a very good game so far. Today we're going to take a little extended look at what it's like to build a base in the game. We're going to try to upgrade some of our storage, and we'll bring some things online, as well as look at our character here, and one of the NPCs behind us by the name of Ross. So welcome aboard. Good to see you all here. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe to the channel right now if you haven't already. Make sure you turn on that notification bell and hit the like button, as this game, of course, is a lot to like for friends, as you can play up to 6 different people, of course, working together in a server, and the game is available now for $30 on PC right now. So get it on the Steam or Epic Store and try and buy and enjoy all today. All right, well, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about this game in just a moment after we show off some things about the character creation, and I found a wonderful space to make a base. Yeah, we have a gorgeous river, that beautiful shoreline, some awkward and interesting little, points of interest, and that waterfall over there looking beautiful. This is our starter home. We're going to upgrade some things today, so let's go ahead and get started. Yeah.
Have existed. Born of curiosity, we opened the first gateway to our endless Feywilds. The Fey have long since aided men in harnessing that which we live and breathe. Magic. Tolerance was known until your grasp extended reach. Greed, in the face of power, saw your world caught in ruin. And out flowed the Pale, swallowing all in its path. Some fled its ever-spreading tongue, seeking refuge in Nightingale, only to be severed from assistance as the pathway between realms collapsed. But perhaps not all is lost. For Nightingale still stands, pushing forward towards progress and enlightenment, humanity's final beacon. Your path thither is winding and full of terror's nascent realm walker. Wilt thou succumb to Fey lands beyond thy wit? Or wilt thou endure, find the way homeward and rebuild anew?
So if you've been watching the channel a lot, and if not, you may have seen, or maybe not, have seen us gathering a ton of wood in this game in order to build our house and get started, and to upgrade things. Now, this game allows us to go through these wonderful portals to go and access materials from different worlds, like, for example, a desert and a swamp, in order to get different types of minerals and materials in order to bring them to different areas and make multiple bases. We can make as many bases as we want, really, and make them wherever we want, with certain rules. But it's a really beautiful game to build in and to explore. Here we built what they call our well, it's our respite. I've labeled it as private property to keep those wolves that you saw down by the beach away. It doesn't really work, but I just thought I'd name it that. And we've started a little starter house, which, not too bad. We can, of course, unlock many different materials in the game, and we have lots of things to build with in terms of materials and also workbenches. So we got all sorts of different workstations here to cook food, prepare different types of wood for either being turned into planks or tools or weapons, and also to create cards in order to plug into that portal you saw out front in order to get to different spots in the world. Now, this is a little storage room that I've been using to store all sorts of different things. One of the things I like most about this game is that we can actually label each and every one of the boxes. So if you happen to start a community with friends where everybody's building a different style home, to which this game has like many different styles, like pagoda and kind of this, I don't know, I've just been calling it the Hobbit style, because, when you unlock more things, you want to look a little different than everybody. And so this would be a perfect opportunity to share goods with friends and create a public storage to where you can label everything and make it easy to find. Well, we need to upgrade this, and so what I was thinking about doing today is upgrading our house with a different roof and also putting some things in here and making it look a lot better. So if we go over to the building mode, you can see everything here in this game is done by cards, and there's a wonderful crafting system and a very helpful journal, glossary, and codex to learn all sorts of different things in the game and also how to play. I think the developers have gone above and beyond the Call of Duty in order to make things as understandable as possible, yet also maintain mystery and not give you all the things and, let you know everything that's going on so you can discover it on your own, or it can be finished later, or some things that you can kind of make your own mind up about. So if you're wondering for yourself, like, oh, how do I get, for example, fabled hide deer from a deer or something like that, or some other animal, then there you go. It kind of tells you what it is and where it's found, like with that realm there, which is the forest. That kind of thing. So there's all sorts of helpful hints and tips and tricks. Some things we can make by hand, too, if we needed to. We can make a pair of boots. I love the card art right there is beautiful. It's really good stuff. Some of which is incomplete. Anytime you see a card with an N on it, they haven't yet finished it. But we can do, all sorts of simple building. In this case, I wanted to build ourselves a new storage rack, and that's going to have these weathered trunks. So we can build these trunks out of different material. A lot of games will make you build it out of maybe one type of material and that's it, like for example oak and iron. But in this game, it doesn't let you build unless you have like kind of less than specific material. So what I mean by that is it requires any 2 lumber, which can be made of any wood, and any 2 ingots, so things like tin or iron or copper. You don't have to have anything in particular. Like it's just basically vague. It's very clear that it's vague on what it wants to do. So you can basically place yourself down a storage shelf, which we'll put down if we can find that one. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, I can't find it. I wonder if there was some sort of way to search. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we can sort right here, and we can actually type in something like shelf or storage and see if we can find it. So there you go. Furniture shelving, 1 out of 1, and there it is. Our utilitarian shelf. And that's just going to cost us 3 lumber. Now, a nice thing about this game is that we can build everything in blueprint mode. So if you want to, you can place something down, take a look at it, see if you like it, and then if you do like it, you can hold down E, and then you can move it somewhere else so that we can actually place it where you want to be permanently, and or you can move it after you build it. And that's also true for the storage things that you build. If you want to, you can kind of take a look at it, open it up and find out what's in there, and then this is very very helpful, press X and then hold R to move things around. So a big old box that's full of stuff, you can just easily move to a different part of the room, saving a lot of time and hassle when it comes to upgrading from one type of storage to another. This is a very dreaded task of mine. I don't often like changing my storage once I get everything nice and organized, but this game makes it a lot easier, and so it's not as big of a deal. And the same goes for upgrading the house. Like you can easily knock out these walls and change them to a different material type, such as stone here, or add a window if you want to, which, by the way, they have these lovely little awnings, and I don't see a lot of games actually give you an awning. Usually it's just a kind of straight up window that just looks outside with no protection at all, but yet they gave us that. And it rains here quite often too, so you'll see why that's important. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started then by moving some things out of this storage and moving it into the middle of the room. And again, we can check everything here and see what the capacity is like. And what we're going to do is move these all out into this room here, and then take all the things out of them and put them into the new storage that we're going to put on these new shelves. So take all these out, build the shelves, put boxes on those shelves, and then label all the boxes and put stuff in there. So we're going to extend our storage quite a bit. And in fact, a great way to test out how we can do that before we even begin is to, again, go to storage and take a look at that lovely little weathered trunk. And you can see that it pretty much fits right in the middle of there. Now, it's a little bigger than what I was expecting, right? But it works just fine. So you can put it like that if you want to. And actually, change of plans then. This would provide perfect space for these little pouches then. Ah! So instead of building the big box, everything always changes on the fly. You could actually build some stuff like this. You could build this here instead. Or maybe build it on the, perhaps on the front. That kind of thing. Now, this isn't the only shelving type we can get. There's probably ones bigger than this. So now that I know that it's not the right size, or really I want a different size, I can still make do with this. This is fine. We can put this large box at the bottom as kind of overflow storage for each individual category of items, and then later on find a merchant on the map and go buy new stuff. In fact, if we take a look at the map, you can see that there's a merchant over here at this place here. Well, they actually go by the name of Jeff. Essence trader right over there. So we can go over there and trade them essence, which is gathered from the world by doing things like cutting down trees and breaking down items. And yeah, then we can go and sell and buy different types of cards that way. Now, if we actually go to our card list, you can see that we can make all sorts of different cards too. Well, actually, we have to go over here to this machine. So this is how we'll be able to go to different biomes and get different materials for our different construction. And Jeff, that trader here, doesn't always have every recipe, right? This is why we kind of have an odd shelf, which is a good opportunity to go to the desert biome or the swamp biome to talk with other traders to be like, hey, I've got this great big trunk. Do you have any great big shelves that I can trade you for? And you can fit things that way too. Not to mention, we can also just place little decorations on that shelf as well, like a little candle if we want to, just to make things look nice. Now, something to consider about this game, and the reason I selected the candle is because check this out. Anything that you do inside your base might positively affect other things around you. So, when we build something like the campfire in the middle of the room here, it actually creates warmth, which makes all these other stations work more effectively. So you can see that it'll make all these other structures or stations more well lit. So as we decorate our base will level up, and we can actually go back over to that estate thingy and see exactly how we fare for our estate ranking. Sorry, Ross. He kind of scared me there. So as you can see right now, our base is rank 68. As we add more decorations, as we make the house bigger, as we put more things in there, including upgraded shelving and whatnot, it'll make the base ranking higher, which means that if you're not a type of player who really likes to do a lot of construction, or maybe you're just kind of wanting to focus on something else, whenever you sleep and whatnot, it'll affect how long you stay rested. It can increase your health and give you a lot of other types of bonuses. It's a good thing, right? You want to decorate your house, one, to impress your friends, but two, because if you, well, and you'll feel proud yourself, but if you do that, there's a bonus for combat and exploration that way too. So as we add, you know, the campfire for warmth, as we add lighting and whatnot, it'll make all these different structures or workbenches more efficient. It takes a long time in this game to cut down, or rather make into planks from wood, and or to make ingots from ore at the simple smelter. So obviously if you get a more advanced piece of equipment and you decorate your house, it benefits everything. So right now, yeah, you're probably going to roll an ankle on this floor, right? It's kind of dangerous and whatnot, but that's all the fun, is doing upgrading like we started over here. So let's get to it then. A big O upgrade project. Additionally, by the way, before we start that, I just wanted to make mention that I'm going to pull the roof off this place and try to also do some roofing here. But also, I'm not entirely happy with this house either, and so we can totally rip this house down and destroy it, and or build a beautiful bridge here too to get across the river over to the other side where, you know, the water is rushing very nicely, and we can make like a farm over there too, or right over here, wherever we want. So we have all this space to build in our estate. So yeah, this encompasses quite a bit of a big area where multiple people could kind of build nearby each other, yet have separate space to run their own farms and things like that. So let's go ahead and get started then. I know the reorganization project is dreadful. I again, don't want to do it, but this game makes it easy. So that's kind of why I'm actually excited about doing something that I didn't want to do that is now just made a lot easier. So let's go ahead and see if we can move this thing here. And we should be able to move it. There we go. We can move this one. And again, they're all labeled, so just like if you were moving house, you don't have to worry about misplacing things because they're all labeled. So I might not know which each of these are, but we'll make it work. So, and honestly, this is a very interesting game for weapons too, because you never know what a trader's going to have. Maybe you're on the lookout for a rifle and you end up finding a really good handgun, and you could tell that location to your friends, and everybody in your group then gets some better handguns. And of course, you can make ammunition, all the things that you'd imagine kind of in the you know, in the Victorian era, but before electricity, even though certain structures kind of require it. It's kind of like in the very early stages of electricity. In fact, over here, you can can kind of see some early electronics kind of working on the side of this this portal here. Yeah, it actually literally requires you to make wire. And look at that! It's actually raining out too. One of the status effects that we can suffer from is rain, and there's also cold and heat and whatnot from the deserts. And look at this. As it rains, some of our land will actually flood. A little bit. It's kind of more of a cosmetic thing. We're not going to suffer any sort of negative consequences for that as far as I'm aware. But rain is good for crops, but, you know, the high ground is good for you too. So when you build your home, you obviously want to put it up on a foundation, and you can actually see where some of the lowlands in the territory are, which is pretty nice. Now, another thing is this island is all ours. Like, this is where we can build. Like, this is our quote-unquote safe base, right? Like, there's not much to attack us here. There are enemies here that we can go and fight, and there are bonuses for finding some of these portals, but for the most part, other than wolves and some enemies here and there, we're relatively safe, and we can deal with pretty much any threat. Yeah, check this out. We've cut down a lot of trees over here, too, in anticipation of today's episode. So we spent a lot of time cutting down these trees, and those trees can regrow through, you know, different types of tasks and whatnot. All right, it's wet out here. Let's get inside. Come on, Ross. Let's go, my man. An NPC that you can hire. Very good at combat, good at mining and carrying around materials. In fact, usually I'll use him as a mule to bring materials back so that we can put more things into storage like that. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, we want to move this crafting thing out of here too. This is a tanner, so we can make leather and you know, strips and straps and other things like that out of that. So I'm going to set that outside for now. I believe most of your structures need to be inside in order to function, and it might be a requirement for them to actually be used. In fact, if you're going to try to sleep out in the wild, you do need to build a shelter, almost like a lean-to. So in addition to the bedroll there, sorry Ross, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, this little bedroll here, we can upgrade this to a bed for our house, but we can take this bedroll with us and put it under a lean-to if we need to sleep out in the field or something like that. Now, at any moment, we can also expand this this room. We can add more foundations. We can build a separate room. It would be kind of cool to do a separate, like, 1-by-1 building. That's kind of our shed or something like that for additional storage. But for the most part, there is the biggest benefit to building everything together. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. All right, let's pull this out of here. And let's plop that down here. This is the type of game, by the way, where ideas come to me very easily on what I want to do, and then it comes down to doing it, which is a little slower paced, which is good because the reward for getting it done is a little higher because you know how much time it took to kind of make something or to come up with an idea. So it does make or bring some sort of satisfaction to that. Okay, wow, was that lightning just striking? I'm going to go ahead and grab some boxes here and put them over on this side. I might actually use this large box for heavy construction materials, so things like wood and like stone and things like that. So we'll put this over here for now. If and when we get a bigger shelving unit, we'll just plop it over here, and we got plenty of space, and we're kind of pre-planning for what we don't know yet. Can't really plan for the unexpected, but you got to plan for the unexpected, you know what I mean? Okay, let's go back to furniture shelving. Grab that card and plop it down. Again, I really like the blueprinting process. There is also the way to reclaim things this way too. So if you do happen to build something like the campfire and you don't like it anymore, you can remove it, you can copy it, or you can move it too. So if you really like something, it's easy to you know, copy it without having to go through the menus. Especially if you're like building with a few people, like if you're going to build a home where everybody's got a bedroom or something like that. That's an easy way to do it too. Okay. Looks like all of our shelving units are in. Relatively nice. Nothing special. It's just a storage closet. But honestly, being organized is one of my weaknesses. And this game makes me want to make it a strength, to be fair. Okay, let's go ahead and move. What is this here? This is miscellaneous and unknown. Okay, I'll leave that here for now. All right, next box. We have construction materials. So we're going to move that into this big box here. So we'll plop that there. We also have more construction materials. So we could probably put these two baskets into that one box. And I'm wondering in this game, too, I'm not sure if we can do this, but being able to put shelves on the wall and have, like, interaction between the wall would be a great thing, too. These are all wonderful things that we can give feedback for it being an early access. So this is a perfect opportunity for anybody enjoying the game to also, you know, join the developers on Discord and give some feedback and be like, hey, I love this, but could you also do that? And they might be like, that is a good idea. You never know. I think in this day and age, it is a very more than easier time than ever to communicate with developers and give some good feedback, and for them to, you know, take things that you've created and get some good ideas for future updates, or just showcase your ideas and be like, wow, this person went all in on this one. Good work. Like, you've impressed us. We didn't know you could do that. And I see that all the time. So big shout out to devs who are like that. Okay, we're going to start with these baskets here for now. I think we're somewhat organized to plop all this in. So we need, what, 369 lumber for that, and another 2 here. So we're going to make 11 lumber, which we actually might have already. We don't need to make any. So we'll grab our construction materials here. And, oh, we only have 7. All right. Well, we'll grab what we got, and we're going to take a bundle of wood here, and you'll see me become severely over-encumbered. Yeah, look at that. So our character is struggling. This guy can't really, can't go very far. But luckily, Ross is unaffected by that kind of encumbrance. So when you're out logging and stuff, while the AI is helping you with logging or mining, you can also give them your stuff, and they kind of are unaffected at the moment for that. We're going to go ahead and try to make a maximum amount of lumber, because eventually I'm going to upgrade the home, and I want to basically, you know, not only upgrade my interior, but exterior too. So that little hammer there, that is a wheel that's going to fill up clockwise, and when it's all blue, we can take everything out of there, but we're also permitted to take things a little at a time. So as it's finishing that, we can go ahead and take those and put it into our shelving. For now, I think we'll go ahead and work on finishing the big box while it's finishing preparing everything else. Let's go ahead and put the wood in there. And another great thing about the building in this game is when you build a structure, it is entirely possible to blueprint an entire building and not build a single thing. You can build everything, lay it all out, and then walk up to the structure and hit E, and so long as you have everything in your inventory, you can build it in one button press. Or, you know, you can keep coming back and forth and hit E on, like, something over here, and it'll autofill a wall or something as well. So you can kind of build everything all at once in different areas, and it looks really, like, it looks really nice to actually see a house come up like that. All right, we also can smelt a little bit more of our tin here. That's kind of one of the things I have right now. So in our crafting basket, we have things like glass and sticks. These are some materials that we could use to craft other items. But what I'm really looking for is tin. But I don't want to just take what we've got already. I want to show you how to smelt some tin here. We've went and gathered with Ross a bunch of tin ore from a different biome, and we're going to smelt that right now. So we're going to fire up the kiln here, or the smelter, and we're going to turn this into ingots. So 2 ore will equal 1 ingot. And we're going to go ahead and put a bunch of that in there. And there's a lot of different things to consider here. There's different durability types. There's different station traits and things like that. There's a lot more than just craft item, that's it. Like, you can literally modify some of these stations to do them faster, like I mentioned with the fire and the candles and things like that. And like other types of bonuses can be brought into that. So it's not just like, hey, let's make 2 or 3 of these. You can also upgrade, not directly the station itself, but kind of like influence it to be better and faster, that kind of thing. So, yeah, like I mentioned with the whole thing about decor. Wow, look at this. This thing's almost done. I'm pretty impressed. Table saw is almost done. Simple smelter is almost done too. But let's grow. Now that we're making more ingots, let's just go ahead and grab what we got in here, which is under minerals and smelting. More space also helps us to get more organized, so that's pretty nice. So we're going to go ahead and plop 2 ingots in there. And would you look at that? Our lovely weathered trunk is complete. Looks real nice, actually. Okay, let's go ahead and put this back in here for now and take a look at the storage space. I've not seen this before. Wow, look at that. We upgrade from 15 to 40. That's huge. So that actually kind of changes my plan for the whole shelving unit. We can put these small baskets up there if we want to. They'll clip through the top of that a little bit, but that's okay with me. But now we can basically put 80 storage over here if we put 2 trunks. And we can put all of our heavy construction material all in there, so we can keep that all nice and organized. So we're going to grab raw gems and sticks and things like that. Right-click on that. We can put everything we've got in our inventory. And then we can put all that stuff into this weathered trunk. And I love that. I think that's one of my favorite things here, is to be able to just easily snap things into place and organize it later if you need to. All right, big old box full up there. What do we have here? Raw gems. This must have been a miscellaneous box at the time. I think I just dumped off some stuff because I was kind of out of space and needed to move it around. We'll go ahead and dump tin ore in there, and we'll also put in a couple other things. There we go, as we get everything organized. Okay, well, we need some more lumber for our utilitarian shelf, so let's go ahead and grab that. Yeah, the encumbrance does certainly slow down building a little bit, but as you hold shift, you can also select how many pieces of wood you take from either a storage or you know, something like a crafting station or whatnot. Okay, looks good. Looks real good, actually. All right, we're going to plop this down back into... actually, we should... Yeah, this is a building material, isn't it? We should put it back in the little box over here. Perfect. So there we go. 45 placed right in there. Very nice. Plopped right in. Okay, so now these guys can be moved out, and we can relabel these and use these later. Kind of a cool thing, too. You can create like a gift basket for a friend. So if they join your server, you could put like an old uniform or something that you had, old clothes and old weapons in there, and just make it as a welcome gift and, you know, put it at their house, or leave that at everybody's doorstep, and it becomes like a mailbox, which is pretty cool. All right, we'll put crafting items in here, and we could probably leave that on the floor. It does clip through a little bit, but that's okay. I think that's all right with me. And of course, we can also store things sideways like this. So there's all sorts of different organization options. This is just one of them that I came up with during our stream. I was like, this is what I want to do, guys. And everyone was like, yeah. So, but yeah, that's going to look real cool. So it's a basic start, but I like it. So we got crafting materials there. Then we'll have like minerals and smelting here. And then we'll have clothing and armor there, like kind of more finished products, but also the way to make armor and clothes there. So, and if you're really picky, you can try to kind of get everything nudged up perfectly, but you know, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect world, but you can make it your own, and that's what makes it special. All right, so we still have food, so let's go ahead and figure that out. Plants and farming. So I think what we could do is try to make another chest and put maybe the smelting items in there, because they're going to be big and heavy and pretty plentiful. So we can try to make another trunk here. There we go. And we'll grab those ingots and some of those planks. Back to these, back to those. And boom. And of course, if you put your box down backwards, you can always rotate it later. Not a problem. Oh, was that plant fibers or something? Animal fiber. Don't want that. Let's plop down the tin in there. There we go. And our wood. Perfect. Okay, let's move on to some new stuff. So we got to get our construction materials and smelting materials in there. Let's go ahead and take everything out of here. Oh yeah, our character's struggling. So we'll put in gunpowder because it's made of sulfur, you know, ingots, whatever that is. Some things we might not know. Coal, for example, we know that that's going to be something we can use to smelt, so we'll plop that in there too. And we can hover over every item to see what it is too. So pretty much everything made of like stone or a mineral or something that we can like use to make or has been refined from those things. All right, not bad. So now we can label these construction if we want to. In order to do this, you just hold E, click rename, and then you can just go ahead and call this construction if you want to. And there you go. So now we know it's for construction, and then this is for smelting and mining or something. All right, perfect. Boom, boom. Okay, so now I want to throw some more stuff in here too. And I think we can kind of leave some of these boxes as they are. Like it's not too big of a deal. Looks like they might clip into each other a little bit, which is the perfect reason to rotate, or just kind of get it a little more perfect. Or heck, we'll just put it up top. Why not? I don't have too many baskets at the moment, but we can work on filling all these in and trying to get a box or something that fits that size there. Still going to leave our miscellaneous box there. Totally fine to leave stuff out in the living room or whatever you want to call this. Okay, we still have our construction materials, which is done. And, yep. So we can relabel those. And I think we're kind of done with this upgrade for the time being, honestly. I'm going to come back in here and do a little bit more changes to things. But, I mean, that was quick and easy. And honestly took a little longer just because I was explaining everything. So, you know, not a bad upgrade. And it makes me want to eventually start a new house and then have that upgrade ready to go at the beginning. So, you know, we can completely move our base somewhere else. We can also teleport back to our base from any other biome. So this kind of safe area, we can go through this portal, gather a bunch of materials, and then go to our map and then click travel to Respite, click confirm, and then boom, we're right back here at the beautiful little the waterfall. Oh, and you can see the sun going down. Isn't that pretty? Right over the waterfall. Oh, it's like meant to be. So I have other ideas for this base. I want to make like a little bridge here to go to the other side, like I mentioned, and maybe have a walkway that goes up to the up the waterfall there, so I can get over to the other side where the shop is, or go around this ridge, and then also start doing some farming down here too. Now, easier said than done, to be fair, and that's exactly what I want in a game like this, one where I can, you know, kind of seem like I'm more surviving and living off the land, even though some things might be easier now that we've got a house up and running. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of this roof, shall we? This has got to go. We got to get rid of this roof. And we're going to build a new one. So we start with the crude flat roof, but now we can upgrade to a nicer angled roof. And we'll kind of see how that goes. We'll see how it looks and how we feel about it. And there's some of the materials that we can pick up. If you hold E, you will gather everything around you. So if you go into the forest, like over there, and cut down a bunch of trees, you can pick them up later. You don't have to pick up each and every individual log. You can actually hold E and it'll kind of like vacuum everything up. You got to do it a few times and be kind of close to some of them, but you'll get it. Don't worry. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our roof then. So if we take a look at roofs, let's try that. Oh. Roof, please. There we go. So we have ourselves kind of a crude peaked roof. We have hipped roofs as well. But I think what we'll do is we'll put a flat roof back here just because it'll fit nicely. We'll try to make that something like that. And then we'll go with that hipped roof too. Yeah. We can even make like a porch if we want to. We can try to make a balcony and put a little like an awning over that outside if we want to as well. Ross, how did you get up there, bro? This guy's an MVP. Look at this dude. Ross, you get down from there right now, young man. Are you gonna build the roof? I didn't think so. He just immediately teleports whenever there's any work to do. That's all right. It's all good. I'm the same way sometimes. It's all good. All right. So anyway, this thing is made out of some wood, and we've already teared down our previous roof. So as you can see, within a matter of seconds, I just hit E, and look at that. I've got to compliment the devs on putting in all these supports and things too. This looks really nice. Honestly, I've been seeing roofs get better and better in gaming, and I know it's such a little thing and so trivial, but honestly I think it's one of the hardest things to do for a gamer and for a developer is to make a roof that doesn't look so weird. And it means so much because, I don't know, oftentimes I'll build a house and then I'm like, oh, this is the perfect house. But then when I build a roof for it, the roof doesn't match up, and it kind of looks, it just doesn't fit right. You know what I mean? It feels like the roof was an afterthought. And here it fits a lot better. It still looks a little awkward because of the mix between the materials, but again, this is a starter house and I want to upgrade from here. And I'm much happier with this roof style than the one we had before. And roofs matter because it's going to rain, and it literally will hail in this game too. So that umbrella that I pulled out earlier that you're probably laughing at, this umbrella, yeah, this actually matters, this thing. And so when you're walking around, you know, you could get wet, or you could literally get bopped in the head by hail, and you will take damage. So it's literally like a shield, and so is your house when you're out and about. You know, you come home, and then you could take your umbrella down, and then start smelting and crafting everything from all your resources. So, quite satisfying. Now, we've also unlocked, I wonder if I have this here. Yeah, we have some shingles hardwood now. So, there's actually blocking efficiency, durability, and fuel duration on this thing. Building a quality home will actually insulate itself, and thus making your fires and other things last longer. So the fuel that you have on your smelter or the fuel that you have on your fire will last 10% longer if you properly insulate. I know I sound like an old man when I say this, but like, you know, properly insulate your homes. Like, I feel like I hear commercials about that all the time, but in this case it actually matters, and it's amazing because it goes back to that attribute thing about, you know, keeping a light source nearby, keeping a heat source nearby, having quality materials. It actually matters to build a decent home that you can really be proud of, and something that, you know, is like actually useful. So you could build a little house, and then next to that you could build a little shack, and then have some things stored in the shack, and then have some of your nicest stuff inside your house. So I don't know. It just all goes together really well. And of course there's different materials to build out of, and I haven't found them all. Going back to, I don't know if I can show this off, but let's see if we can look at our cards here. Yeah, you can see all these different types of cards that we can make. These are cards to like, oh, we bought some of these recipes here. So these are just a few of them that we've got to summon other realms. and to also try to have like different types of yeah, like fire resistance for some of the things that we can bring with us into battle, or that we can try to enchant some of our tools with too, so that way they have higher durability and whatnot. And so it's kind of the same concept for what you would do for armor if you enchant it for higher durability. It's kind of like, you know, having higher building quality materials is exactly for that too, like, you know, in a different way. All right, I'm going to try to do something here. We're going to do a little experimentation now. I want to see if I can build some sort of a, maybe like a pathway across this little river. And I want it to look beautiful. So I'm going to try to look for something that perhaps is made out of stone. And let's cancel that there. Augmentations, too. This is another thing I should have mentioned. These are what I was talking about with the candles. If I put down a toolbox, if I put down a fletching bucket, if I put down a spit roast, these are things that increase the efficiency of everything. I should have mentioned it by name, but it's not just these things, too. It's candles as well, which I don't think you'd consider to be any sort of augmentation. It's just kind of more of a decoration that happens to also like be an augmentation. You know what I mean? So we can build like a little toolbox over here. And you can see that only affects like 3 of those things, so we got to put another one over here. And you can tuck things in like a little decoration. And some of them can even be placed on the tables or under them. So it's kind of nice to actually kind of have a little customization there. So now I'm going to try to do the same kind of deal with our building outside. So let's try to build a... What do we got here? We have sandstone. Things are made of sandstone here. Crude solid wall made of stone. We have a crude foundation and a crude foundation made out of wood. If we have a crude foundation here, it looks like it'll actually kind of let the water flow through. So we're just experimenting to see what we could do here. And so I'm going to just try to have a nice little road here, or bridge, and see what we could do. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Wait a minute. Our building's interrupted by a wolf, sir. All right, so a quick little tip on combat like this. Ross will rush over and try to protect us. He's carrying a knife as well. But headshots in this game matter. So if we stab this wolf in the head, it'll do more damage. Same with any other enemy. As we have a light weapon, we're also able to dash like that and try to evade his attacks. Additionally, over on the left side, you see the green bar at the bottom? That's actually our like hunger bar. And if we eat, we can actually increase our health a little bit before the battle. You see our health bar there in red kind of increasing a little bit. As we eat a little bit more, we can actually increase our maximum health. And the blue bar above that is our sleep. So we can actually increase our stamina that way by being well rested. Now there's one-handed and two-handed weapons in the game. So if I want to, I'm very, very welcome to hold an umbrella while I beat up this wolf. But I also want to take a little bit of damage here and show you the healing aspect of the game. So I'll go ahead and pull out my healing item and be like, oh no, this enemy's doing so much damage to me. I better heal up, you know. So you can actually like press F and drink that to replenish your health. But let's go ahead. And there you go. Yep. Sorry, boyo. And there you go. So this is how we get essence. And we can also, you know, field dress the wolf, gather cloth, or rather like hide from him, and then bring that back for processing. So bones will be important for certain things. Meat, of course, we can eat. If you're not feeling like eating meat, there is vegetables. You can go out here and gather different types of plants and make that at your campfire. There is benefits for that, like stamina and whatnot, so another good thing to consider. And let's go ahead and deconstruct that, because I accidentally goofed and placed that in the wrong spot because I was under attack. Well, there you go. That's why you blueprint things, and they snap together pretty nicely. So if we build this bridge here, it looks pretty good. It's a crude bridge, but it's better than getting my feet wet all the time when I cross this, and we get wet too, to where there can be negative debuffs for going in the water. At least in the swamp, you can actually get some sort of a kind of a disease from that, so you certainly want to stay out of that. So let's see if we can build this thing, shall we? Okay, so we just need a few more sticks, wood bundles, and fiber. So let's go ahead and grab those things. Actually, I wonder if our good friend Ross has those on him. Ross, let's chat with you for a minute. You can see all of his materials here. He's got himself some hide. He's also carrying a bunch of our tin ore. Look at that, 72. If I carry that, I'm just going to be over encumbered. So Ross here will follow us around a little bit, so it's a good idea to just go inside and kind of wait for him to come to you, and then you don't have to walk so far. You can walk while being completely over encumbered, so you're not completely stopped from walking around stamina-wise, but yeah, Ross has kind of got a mind of his own sometimes. Ross, please, people are watching. Okay. All he has to do is walk by, though, and then you can go ahead and click Move to Inventory. 72 kg, and then we'll walk our way all the way in there. All right, so as we take this little walk, I just want to make it known that the next thing we're going to grab is some sticks and some rope or whatever else we needed, the plant fiber, and some logs, and then we're going to build that makeshift little thingy there. Looks like we're done with all these, yeah, we can extinguish this now, as we're done with all these little ingots, which we can grab from the station on the right. So, yeah, we can put all of our wood in there, be more fuel efficient, all good stuff. We're going to go ahead and smelt even more of this tin ore. We'll make 36 ingots out of that, and we'll come back and check on that from time to time to see if it's got enough fuel to keep on working. Oh, where's all these construction materials? I need to build something. Well, here they are. We got 100 sticks, right? We got all these plant fibers, right? And then we needed a little bit of, what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, we needed some logs, which I think we have some of right here. And we'll grab, as I mentioned, hold shift, and we can grab like, maybe we'll grab like 15 or so. That's fine. 14 is just fine. Well, now, there is different levels of over-encumbrance, too. So as we get more and more over-encumbered, we move slower and slower. So being over-encumbered just a little bit doesn't really stop you. But I think at a certain point, you can't run or sprint anymore. So there's no jumping, and there's no like jumping or sprinting. So there you go. Hey, but we made ourselves a bridge. Now, my hope in the future is that we can build some nice little railing here or come up with some sort of different design to make this look a lot nicer. And could you imagine this with a group of friends? I've got some really amazingly talented friends who made bases in all sorts of games. And in Nightingale, I couldn't wait to see what they come up with for like pagodas and other things like that. I actually want to make it a part of this video too to kind of showcase a lot of what you can do in this game, because simply in us building here, we're not able to showcase everything. But look at all the pretty deer too. Oh man, they're gorgeous. When hunting too, just to make mention of it, we can actually go into stealth mode, and we can hunt from range with something called, I think it's called a sling, I forget what it's called, a sling bow, I think it is, and it basically shoots marbles. I was expecting to see a typical crossbow or a bow in this game, but no, you can actually kind of use it like a sling, but it's a, Ross is looking down at me like, what are you doing, goober? I'm showing everybody how to hunt. But anyway, yeah, you can go and, hide in the trees, wait for a deer to come by, shoot him, skin him, and then go back to your tanning bench to make, or this thing here to make more materials. So it'd probably be a good idea for me to move this back inside. I don't think there's any sort of benefit through the wall or whatnot. Everything here is ranged based, but I think you want to try to put everything inside, which could be a good reason to make multiple bases or multiple buildings, and not, even if you're playing solo like I am, which eventually I want to play with some friends, but I want to keep my solo game solo, my multiplayer game multiplayer, and when I actually play multiplayer, I want to build a village with everybody where maybe everyone can be in charge of different tasks, and you could have a hunter who can do all the tanning for you. You can have a woodsman who cuts down all the trees and processes all the lumber, and then everyone can put everything that they've made in a room, so that way everybody's got a specialty and provides something to the community. Gotta say, the lighting in here looks incredible too. The smoke and whatnot from the fire, which you can kind of hear, and mist and things like that. Like, look at that in the window and stuff. The sun will rise. I think it actually rises in the northeast here in this realm. And there's a big O moon out there too. So it'll actually rise out here over the water, kind of northeast, and then it'll set over that way. But look at that sky. Very beautiful. Again, this is just one of many realms that we can build in too, and you get to choose where you want to build at the very beginning. So the beginning tutorial of the game is where I showed you with your character creation, and then you go talk with a main character named Puck, who goes and gives you a bunch of, like a hockey puck. Gives you tons of info on all the different biomes. They let you take a little tour before you choose. So you get to go to the forest first, then you get to go to a desert, and then finally a swamp. And then he asks you, hey, which one did you like the most? And that's where you get to build your starter base. But you're not restricted to that. You can go and build your base elsewhere and then connect to it via portals. So if we want to, we can go through this portal to, I think this is the desert that we connected to, and then we can unlink this portal too and connect to other places, which kind of randomly creates the maps. Everything here is randomly generated with some sort of parameters, and so, the enemies that you can find, like for example here, it's called an occupation. When you go to the other maps, whether it be a swamp or a desert or the forest, you'll find all sorts of different people in need, other survivors, other NPCs here, other merchants, and lots of people to chat with to take quests, who will then give you a lot of that enchantment stuff, which this is a great way, by the way, to repair your tools. If you click repair all down here, it repairs all your gear. Some of ours was damage during that combat. But yeah, as we cut down trees, as we go into combat, as we take damage, we can repair our gear via these essences, which we can get by breaking things down. So like, for example, that 33 plant fiber that we have, if we click extract, it'll give us 33 essence dust. But there is different essence in the game. There's like tier 1 through 3 plus the dust. So there's a lot of different things to use to craft all that. And it's basically a currency. Oh yeah, and then here's all of our realm cards too. So as we make a new world, we can give it a bonus. Like we can make it a quarry world where we tell the game, hey, we're looking to do a lot of mining. Can you make it so that way there's a lot more rocks and minerals? And then you can summon that world. So you can make it a forest that has a lot of rocks, or a desert that has a lot of rocks, or a one that has a lot more animals. So there's little things that you can do that make a huge difference. It may be the same biome that you've been to before, but you can make it different each time. And you can make, like, I don't know, 100 of these portals if you want to, and kind of connect them next to each other and make different biomes that way, so it's all accessible. You can make like a huge portal room if you want to, where everyone can go off to different lands and then come back and bring all their materials and whatnot. So that's that. All right, I got to make myself a home for our good friend here one day. Our good friend Ross. Got to build him a house, and we got to warm up over by this fire. There you go. Cool. And then, of course, our bed gets a little bit of a bonus for that. Do we have a better bed? Let's see. We do, actually. We have a nice, modest single bed. So it's just going to take lumber, hide, and plant fibers. So that's nice. We can actually upgrade. And that apparently gives a bonus to the smelter for some reason. I think it would be a little bit more effective from this thing, the campfire, but there you go. So let's go ahead and move this using all the lessons that we learned from before. Move our little thingy out of the way. We're getting that extendo bed, the upgraded Big O extendo. Now this bedroll is still useful. We can remove this and get all the materials back to go build it out in the field. We'll keep it there for now. And let's go ahead and make it daytime too. We're going to go for a long rest. So whenever you need stamina, you can go back to the bed and hit E. You'll sleep a little bit, but you won't see time pass or anything like that. So yeah, there you go. Beautiful morning again. Gorgeous. And yeah, that blue bar in the lower left corner will fill up. All right, let's go ahead and auto add resources. So we got the hide in there. We just need 4 lumber and 8 plant fibers. So let's do that. So we need to get lumber and plant fiber. Oh, which actually we can get rid of this. We can relabel that now. We don't have to get anything deleted or whatnot. Oh, there was some plant fiber there. Now, by the way, some of the plant fibers might be different materials, like wheat or whatnot. So just make sure when you're doing those things, you kind of don't overdo it. You know what I mean? What do we got? 22 straps from that. Wow, let's put that in the crafting box from our hides. Looks like that one's full. I'll put that into clothing for now, since clothing can be made from that. Perfect. And then we have the lumber. I grabbed a little bit too much, I think. Let's grab just maybe 8 of it. We'll transfer most of it. Alright. Oh, but actually, now we can use that to make these little toolboxes and make all of our stations more efficient. Perfect. Hey, and there's our bed. Check that out. A little nap for us. We earned it. That's actually really nice. And now it has a benefit of improving the home. So check this out. Now we've got all these things down. We've got extra storage. We've got all these things kind of modified to provide more efficiency. Let's take a look at our number. Now remember when we looked at our base and it was 68 before? And now that we've made these improvements of adding a bed and extra things, check that out. 113. We've almost doubled our base because we put a nicer roof on it. That's crazy. Almost a double improvement. A little bridge there, which looks gorgeous. I don't mind that. That's very nice. I can't believe it. I was expecting it to maybe be like 75, maybe closer to 100, but we went way over. Damn. That's amazing. So then we can pack this old bed up if we want to. Get all the materials from it and throw it back into storage. And we could use that to be out in the field. We can take these materials with us or craft it on the go. We can do crafting in the field as well. So if we want to, we can make a bedroll. Let's see. Only craftable. There should be a way to do that. Is it crafting by... Oh, wait a minute. We're locked into roof. Bedroll. Oh, I'm sorry. It's under building. I keep thinking that we're going to craft a bedroll, but we can actually do it that way. You may have seen it there just a second ago. Under building, boom. Bedroll, boom. Place it. No problem. Kind of cool. Kind of find it weird that the fire from the smelter is giving that more of a bonus than the campfire in the middle of the map, but I guess it just kind of it's the first fire it detects. So you can't build like 17 campfires and think you're going to get a 13 billion point bonus. I think it just went for that one because it was the first one that was on before that one. Kind of cool. All right, well, honestly, I got to say this is probably, look at that, one of the most beautiful building games that I've seen in a very long time. I really like the combat in this one. Your AI can actually assist. Ross here has revived me quite a few times, and we've been through some bitter battles together. But the building is very fun, too. And, oh, Ross, could you hold this for me? I need to go down to the beach. Let's see if we can give our friend here some things to hold on to for a little bit. What else do we have? What's heavy? There we go. Sulfur, that's probably pretty heavy, right? And those sticks, too. Thanks, pal. You can follow us out here. So, yeah, as we do all sorts of things like mining, Ross will kind of follow the lead here. If we start mining, so will he. We can tell him to, grab his pickaxe or an axe or whatever. And here's something that everybody tells you not to do, and we're going to do it. Look into the sun. Oh, God, jeez, God. What the hell? Oh, yeah, okay, don't look into the sun. Don't do that. Oh, my God. No. Don't ever, that's why people told you never, ever, don't ever look into the sun. It's very bad, lay down, bad, very bad, very bad. Ross? Where were you? You don't know? Come on, man. You're supposed to be there for me. Bro, you took an oath when I gave you money to be my friend. All right, here. Yeah, this is why Ross wasn't fighting back. I got to equip him a knife. But I didn't want him to take all the glory. I wanted to show that at least I know what I'm doing. So I'm holding the E2 to get all that stuff. Awesome. Cool. And that lone little tree out on the island. That's how I feel sometimes, everybody. I feel like the little lonely tree out on the island. All right. Enough of that. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for watching my video here today. This was an amazing video. I loved making it, truly, and I'll be back for more Nightingale soon. Remember, this one's early access, so it'll only get better from here. More people playing, more people giving feedback, and more people coming up with cool ideas to build cool bases. All right, remember, available now on PC. Link down below in the description. $30, up to 6-player multiplayer. Of course, you can play solo if you want to, and this is one that I've had a lot of fun with, too. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I'll be streaming this more on Twitch, too, and YouTube. So there are Twitch drops enabled for this one where you can get a lot of different stuff. So drop by if you'd like to. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Have a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. Goodbye, everyone.
Welcome to Nightingale, an open-world survival crafting game set in the magical Fey realms. After Earth is struck by catastrophic events, you find yourself lost in a world of enchantment and wonder, armed only with your wits. Your goal is to become a skilled realm walker, and through determination and tenacity, forge a life across the arcane and deadly realms. Starting with character creation, you'll be able to customize your realm walker to your liking, while also choosing the difficulty of your early gameplay experience.
We made it. I bid you welcome to the Feywilds.
Stepping into the realms, you'll find them rich with resources and discoveries. But knowing what to gather and how to utilize it is key. The need for safety and security will become paramount. A basic shelter is just the beginning. A refuge from the elements in which to rest, cook, and find moments of peace from the dangers of the Fey Wilds. While your first buildings will be driven by safety and utility, over time you'll build and expand cozy estates, gardens, and fortresses. You can choose from several structural designs, including Tudor, pagoda, stave, and more. Design your space to reflect your journey, from a rugged outpost to an industrious workshop to a luxurious manor. As you progress, your strategies and designs will transform your humble abode into a place of respite and a workshop that will become the heart of your journey. Crafting in Nightingale goes beyond basic survival gear, enabling you to create specialized items and equipment tailored to your playstyle and activities. The parametric crafting system means that the choice of materials is crucial. Rarer resources not only enhance the overall gear score, but each material itself also imparts specific stats that are tailored to your needs. For example, utilising harpy meat, leather and bones in your food, gear and weapons bestows extra speed and stealth bonuses. This is beneficial for those who specialise in stealth attacks or need an agility boost while navigating the realms. Upon crafting each piece of gear or weapon, you have several options to add enchantments, infusions, and charms. Enchantments can imbue your weapons with extraordinary spellcasting powers, such as the ability to execute area of effect attacks with ground slams, or even regrow forests. Charms and infusions, meanwhile, offer more passive benefits. When sewn into your gear, they enhance various aspects of your abilities, like boosting your efficiency in harvesting. As your gear score increases, you gain the capacity to face deadlier adversaries, unlocking access to even rarer rewards and resources. Adaptability is key in Nightingale's combat. Quickly switching gear lets you effectively respond to diverse scenarios. Glide into a danger zone with your umbrella, then seamlessly transition to a two-handed weapon for powerful strikes. Block and shove to create opportunities for counterattacks. When distance is needed, a swift switch to a pistol allows for a quick retreat, enabling longer range damage. As you enchant your weapons with freshly acquired spells, you'll discover new ways to control the encounters you face. Flaming weapons to inflict a substantial damage bonus. Bramble walls for defense against hordes of enemies. And of course, healing. If you're feeling overrun, take to the skies for a chance to regroup. At the heart of Nightingale's open world experience are realm cards, the keys to the Fey realms. Whether you're fully equipped and in search of rare resources beyond your starting realm, or you're ready to pursue a realm-spanning quest, it's time to delve into new worlds using realm cards you've discovered or crafted. With 3 types of cards, Biome, Major, and Minor, you can tailor realms to your liking. Biome cards, such as Forest, Desert, and Swamp, set your realm's environment. Paired with one of the major cards, such as Herbarium, Gloom, or Hunt, to define the realm's theme, creatures, encounters, and merchants. Minor cards provide additional customization, enabling you to influence various aspects of the game. These include enhancing player stats, such as increasing strength and carrying capacity, improving item rewards like the loot found in chests, altering weather and skies, boosting resource yields and garden growth speeds, and even manipulating gravity. Use them at realmic transmuters to magically alter the realm you are in. The combination of all 3 together creates endless variations. As an example, the Hunt Swamp card combination offers a greater challenge as creatures become more aggressive and territorial. This is also one of the few places where you will encounter the formidable Humberbar. By using the Anomaly Minor card while in the Hunt Swamp, you will be granted unparalleled movement, allowing you to leap effortlessly across the realm and offering a new way to approach taken-on Humberbar from above. In some realm combinations, you'll discover characters such as Victor Frankenstein and Nellie Bly, who not only add narrative layers, but also guide you on critical missions. All realm cards can be obtained in-game, either crafted by players or found during their explorations. Throughout early access, we will continuously add more varieties of each card type, ensuring an ever-expanding universe of possibilities and discoveries. In the vastness of Nightingale, getting a helping hand can be incredibly important. Whether you're playing solo or with friends, everyone can recruit a helper, a sidekick who will fight alongside you, revive you when you fall in battle, harvest resources, and assist in building your estate. As you level up your gear, make sure you're doing the same for your helper. The more powerful they are, the more effective they will be. And for those that want to play with others, Form parties of up to 6 players to journey together into the unknown. Trade resources with other realm walkers, or collaborate to build massive communal estates. Once you reach the late game, you'll reach the Watch, a distant haven and Nightingale's social hub. Here, players can meet, plan adventures, pick up quests, or jump into challenging dungeons designed for group play. As February 20th approaches, the world of Nightingale awaits you. Shape your journey and take your place in a world brimming with magic and mystery. Join us in the Fey realms and become the realm walker you are destined to be.
Save yourself. Survive the realms. And rebuild all that has been lost.